Hey Emily, have you ever ordered something from AliExpress and then spent days anxiously checking the tracking, only to see it stuck with the message, processing delay at sorting center?
Oh, absolutely, Jake. It's like the package has entered a black hole. And the worst part is, AliExpress doesn't give you much information about what's causing the delay right on their tracking page.
Exactly. And it seems like a lot of our listeners have faced this issue too. So today, we're diving into what this processing delay at sorting center really means and what, if anything, you can do about it. Let's get started.
Right? When AliExpress mentions a processing delay at a sorting center, it essentially means that your package needs further inspection and has taken more time than expected to go through.
And there are a couple of reasons why this might happen, right? For starters, your product might contain a battery.
Yes, that's a common culprit. Most electronic products get this tag. The message might even specify restricted item, battery item. This is because items with batteries need extra inspection to determine if they're safe for airline travel or entry into the recipient's country.
And if the sorting center is swamped with packages, they'll set aside items needing extra scrutiny and get back to them after clearing the backlog. This can add several days to the process, hence the dreaded processing delay update.
Another reason could be simply that the sorting facility is backed up, especially during peak shopping times like 11/11, Black Friday, Christmas, and Chinese New Year. It's not just battery-containing items. Even car stereos, mechanical watches, or wired headphones might get sidelined for further inspection.
That's interesting. So it's not always about the item itself, but also the volume of packages the center is dealing with. And contacting the seller won't help since it's an issue on AliExpress's side, right?
Exactly, Jake. But the good news is, these backlogs usually don't take too long to clear, so your item should be on its way in a few days. However, there's also the issue of bugged tracking during these peak times.
Ah, the infamous bug tracking. So you're saying the tracking status might not update even though the package has moved?
Correct. You might keep seeing processing delay at sorting center, but in reality, your package could be en route to you. That's why we recommend using third-party tracking sites like ParcelSap and 17Track for more accurate updates.
That's a great tip, Emily. Now I'm curious, if someone's package has been stuck on this status for a while, is there anything they can do?
Well, first off, check those third-party tracking sites to get the real status of your item. If it turns out the package has moved and is on its way, it's best to wait. But if it's been sent back to the seller's warehouse or is just sitting at the sorting facility, you might need to consider asking for a refund.
Got it. So patience is key, but also knowing when to take action if necessary. Hey listeners, have you ever experienced a processing delay at sorting center with your AliExpress orders? What did you do? Share your stories with us on social media or through our podcast platform. We'd love to hear from you.
Absolutely, Jake. And it's worth mentioning that AliExpress doesn't always use the processing delay at sorting center update solely for items with actual batteries. We've seen instances where car stereos, mechanical watches, or even wired headphones were set aside for further inspection.
That broadens the scope quite a bit. It seems like any item that might require extra scrutiny for safety or regulatory reasons could potentially trigger this delay.
Right? And speaking of delays, let's not forget about the bugged tracking issue. During peak shopping times, tracking statuses may not update correctly, leading to a lot of confusion and frustration.
So in essence, even if your package is making its way to you, you might be left in the dark because the tracking page hasn't been updated. That sounds incredibly stressful.
It can be, which is why we recommend using third-party tracking sites like ParcelSap and 17Track. They tend to offer more accurate and up-to-date information about your package's whereabouts.
Great advice, Emily. Now, for our listeners who might find themselves stuck in this situation, what steps should they take if their package remains on this status for an extended period?
First, use those third-party tracking sites to get a clearer picture of where your package really is. If it's on its way, patience is your best bet. However, If the package has been sent back to the seller's warehouse or is just sitting at the sorting facility, it might be time to consider asking for a refund.
And when it comes to refunds, there's a specific process to follow, right?
Yes, indeed. If you need to ask for a refund, start by going to the order details on AliExpress. Wait until the system confirms automatic delivery, which usually happens between 60 and 90 days, depending on the destination. Then you can officially request a refund. And if AliExpress asks for proof, a screenshot of the tracking page showing processing delay at sorting center should suffice.